Okay, hello everybody. Today we have to learn how to describe the trend. So you can use the sources here to answer the database question. Okay, so let's start. Alright, so first of all, let's read the question carefully. The question asks you to describe the trend of Hong Kong government expenditure in these two periods. Okay, so when you look at the graph, okay, first of all, it is a line graph. Okay, when you look at the graph, you have to pay attention to two things. The first thing, you have to look at the title of the graph. In this source, the graph is talking about the total government expenditure in Hong Kong. The second thing you have to pay attention is the years. Okay, so when you find the graph in the database question, please pay attention to these two things. Okay, so before we go into details, let's talk about the structure on how to describe the trend. We have three steps to describe the trend. First of all, we have to write the topic sentence. When we talk about topic sentence, that means two things. Either you have to write the trend should be increasing or decreasing. Okay, so the second step, we have to refer to the source. That means you have to find the numbers of the period which the question asked you to talk about. The third step is that you have to find the reason behind why you can find this trend. Okay, so we have these three steps. Let's read the graph in details. Okay, so in this graph, when we answer the database question, so I suggest you to circle the period which the question asks you. Okay, that's why you have to circle 2014 to 2015 and 2020 to 2021 because the question asks you to read about these two periods. Okay, so when you look at the graph, also you need to read the shape of the line. As you can see, it is rising, right? The line is rising. Okay, so when you read all the numbers, all the shape of the graph, then we can write the topic sentence. As we have to answer the question back, so that's why we have to use the amount of Hong Kong government expenditure. As we have to describe the trend, that's why we have to use the word increase. As we can find that from the graph, the line is increasing, right? The line is rising, right? So we can use the word increase. Okay? Also, please don't forget you have to write the period, okay, from 2014 to 2015 until 2020 to 2021. It is very important, don't miss them, okay? So let's come to the second step, okay? So for the second step, we have to refer to the source, okay? When we talk about refer to the source, that means we have to read the number in details. Okay, actually we have two ways to describe the numbers, okay? So let's look at it. Alright, so just now I asked you to circle these two periods as the question asks you to read carefully. And also, please also circle the number in these two periods. After that, we can use two ways to describe the numbers. As you can see, the line is rising, so that's why just now I've told you, you have to use the word increase, right? And then we have two ways. The first way, we can use the form from the lowest number, okay, to the highest number. Okay, so from this graph, we can say that from 321.69 to 750.51. Okay, so we can use this way. So what is the second way? We can use the word by. When we talk about by, that means you use some calculation here. You have to calculate by the highest number, okay, minus the lowest number, okay, and you find the answer, okay, and put it back behind the word by. So from this graph, that means you use number 700 and 50.51 minus 321.69. So the answer should be 428.82. And use this answer and put it back here. Okay? Alright. So that means you have to find the differences of these two periods by using the word by. Okay, please pay attention. Alright, when you finish writing down the numbers in details, so let's come to the first step. The first step is finding the reasons why we have this trend. Okay, let's look at the example here. Why the government expenditure has increased? Because the Hong Kong government spend more money on maybe education, healthcare, social welfare, or infrastructure. Maybe because, let's give you some example. Maybe they want to train more professionals, or they want to develop a better business environment. These are the knowledge you can find in your social study lesson. Okay, you have learned it from your social study lesson. Okay, so you may use it and put it back in the third step. Okay, so let's consolidate what you have learned today. Okay, so the first thing, you have to write the topic sentence. That means increase or decrease. Okay, or from the graph. Also, you have to refer to the sources. That means you have to read the numbers carefully by using two ways. Either you can use from the lowest number to the highest number, or you can use the word by. Okay, then you have to do some calculation. That means using the highest number minus the lowest number. Okay, and put the answer back after by. Okay, so after you write the numbers in details, you also need to write the reason of the trend. Okay, so where you can find the reason based on what you have learned in the social study lesson, or from the news, or the things you can see around you. Okay, alright, so that's are the ways to talk about the trend of the graph. Okay, so that's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Goodbye.